It's time for some artist marker colouring and some beautiful flowers from Altenew. Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and this is a new set from Altenew called Precious Peony, and these flowers are awesome. I'm going to use two of the images to frame a card. So I'm just working out here which flowers, because there's three large kind of bouquets in this set, and I decided on two of the images and I'm just going to repeat them up. But first I'm going to share with you a quick tip. I need to refill some markers today, so I thought I'd just show you how I did that. I like to take both the caps off each end and double check that I've got the correct number of the colour. That's my biggest tip, actually. It's really easy to do. I've just got a pair of tweezers here, and I actually removed the brush end of the nib, and then it's just as simple as dropping in 8 to 10 drops depending on how dry your marker is. I did overfill this one a little bit, and you can tell because it actually does drip out the other end, but I'm not worried about that, but I will be aware of it while I'm using my marker. If a good tip also is, if you have overfilled your marker, you can just scribble it off on some cardstock, but when you are colouring with it, if you don't want to accidentally end up with any blobs in your work, you can take the back end off, like the other cap off, while you're using it. And these are the flowers that I'm going to colour, and I'm using 3 different shades of purple. And starting off with my darkest colour, I'm only going to share sort of one of the flowers and some of the leaves with you today, otherwise you'd be here forever, because I actually did colour this up 4 times. Oh, not 4 times. I coloured 4 floral bunches. 4 of the floral, they're massive, but I really enjoyed it. I just had the music going. I was watching some YouTube videos, some of my favourite YouTubers, and just seeing what they've been up to and colouring. It's so much fun. I find it really relaxing. So anyway, focus. I am laying down my darkest colour first, where, like in the crevices kind of the flower, where the petals are going to be on top of what looks like they're on top of each other. And you can see they are a fairly loose drawing, so like I was saying, be a really good floral image, any of these from this set, to use for watercolor techniques. Also, like if you did sort of a watercolory background, they'd look beautiful just stamped as a line image or embossed. And there's some nice sentiments in the set as well, although I didn't use the sentiments from this set today. So I've laid down my darkest colour, come in with the mid-tone and blended it usually from about halfway through the marker towards the other end of the petal, and then I've come in with my lighter colour. I have left a couple of little white highlights on the petals, not a lot though, and just allowed the marker to blend. I'm trying not to over blend my alcohol marker colouring anymore. I found I used to lay down too much colour and get too wound up in it all, but petals are on flowers, and the petals on flowers are really easy to colour because they're never going to look the same anyway, and unless you're practicing and keeping on colouring, it is going to look all much the same. So just stamp out some flowers, get your markers out and have some fun, because petals aren't always going to look the same. Everyone's going to be different. If you look at a real flower, there's shadows everywhere. There's often different tones that you can see. So just have fun. So like I was saying, this is a new set from Altenew. They have another release, and this one's really awesome. As usual, the floral images are just mind-blowing. So I'll have the link to my blog in the description below, where you can see two other cards that I've made, and also to all the other people hopping along, because there is always so much inspiration. And if you're here in October 2019, you can also have a chance to win, which is even better. And if you go to the other blogs that I've linked, you'll have more chances to win. And just in case you missed the colours that I've used today, I will always list the colours that I've used in my colouring at my blog, and I'll also link all the products that I've used there and also in the description below. But if you're not sure of anything or you're worried, you can always write me a comment here and I can always answer. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. So I'm onto the leaves now. I'm only just going to show you a few of these leaves. I coloured them all pretty much the same. And then after I finished this flower, I coloured another 3. Like I said, I had so much fun colouring these images. They do come with coordinating dies, and I did actually run them through my die cutting machine. They're quite big. They didn't fit in the mini blossom. And before I did that, I actually re-stamped. I left the images in my MISTI. They're big stamps, so I did actually stamp them out initially with the permanent black ink, and I'm colouring it on some Nina 80-pound cardstock. I find that is my go-to for alcohol marker colouring, and that works really well with the artist markers. And just by re-stamping over the top with the obsidian black ink, it just crisps up those black edges. And then I cut it with the coordinating dies. I've attached some grey cardstock, it's the pale grey, to the front of a top fold card, and now I'm popping up my images. And when I was sort of laying them out, working out where I wanted them, I decided I only actually needed 3 of the images. So I've got a spare one, and I just was thinking, I haven't actually made that into a card. And this year I've been so good at not putting images aside and not using them. I've been using them, so I don't even know where that image is right now, but I'm kind of figuring it's probably in the packet, so I'm gonna have to use that image on a card. So because I do want to use this other half of the flower, I'm going to cut that off and pop that one up as well. I'm just using some foam squares. These are about 2 millimeters, so this is actually going to sit like a frame around the edge of the card, and then I can just cut the edges off with a long, straight, sharp pair of scissors. I don't know how these scissors are still sharp. I have had them since I lived in Guernsey, and that was like 2007, and they are amazing. I bought another pair because I love them so much, but I haven't had to get them out yet. Alright, looking forward to seeing you at my blog, and if you like this video, please like it, and if you haven't already, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you here again real soon. There's heaps coming up in the next couple of months. Till then, happy paper crafting. Bye.